Judas had proximity to Jesus' people. Judas had prominence among God's people. Judas was productive from an earthly standpoint in God's work. But as Jesus talks about Judas, he calls him the son of perdition, or the son of destruction, or the one whose nature was to perish. Judas was impressive, but Judas is in hell, even though he was close to the Lord. It's like this. Back when I was a kid, I see out here, and there's lots of y'all that are young, so y'all may not know about this, but back when I was a kid, we had this magical place that we went to when our aim was to have fun. And this place was called outside. So as we went outside, we used to play this game called tag. And tag was where you run, you touch somebody, and now they have whatever you had, and you run away and you try to make sure that they don't touch you. Well, what takes place is the whole field is fair game, but then there's this place called home base. And so you go to home base, and as long as you touch home base, or you touch someone that has their hands on home base, or you touch someone who has their hands on someone who has their hands on someone who has their hands on home base, as long as you're close enough and in proximity and can touch home base, you are safe. That is not Christianity. Just because you are close to God's people, just because you're inside of the walls of the church, just because you can touch somebody that has touched somebody that has touched somebody, that doesn't mean that you're safe. And Judas proves this. According to Matthew chapter 7, Satan has secured many seats in hell by making people useful in the work of the Lord here in the world. There are people that are more impressive than you, that have done more than you, that have been closer to God's people than you, that have sat in better seats of prominence than you are, that are spending an eternity in hell. This world that we live in has a strong current, and we are not safe by the fact that we need a Savior. We need somebody who doesn't sleep or slumber to protect us from this world. How arrogant is it of us to think that we can go out on our own, dive headfirst, engage in all of these things under the guise of trying to reach folks, when it's really all about our recreation, and we have all of these friends, all of this influence, and nobody's life is changing, and we have the audacity to call ourselves missionaries. We have to sit back and acknowledge the fact that we are in danger, and your prominence and your platform can't help you. Those are carnal. Those are worldly standards of measurement. That's what our world does. It takes all of these things that seem like they're good things, and it draws our attention. It makes us put our hope in those things. And we're in danger in here because in this room, there are a lot of successful people. There's a lot of us. I mean, year after year, I've been here since '08, and I've seen the way that folks walk through the halls and the ways that we unhealthily admire people that have platforms, thinking that there's some hope or some gain to be having what they have. And that's worldly, and you can have that and attain that in here and still not be safe. The world is a dangerous place.